Welcome to Outer Red Hands. I'm Jeremy, and today we're going to do an unboxing of kind of a follow-up to the CMON game Blood Rage. You can kind of guess probably from this mat. So there is a digital version of Blood Rage in the works that just finished their closed beta as of this recording, and so that should soon be coming. It's about 4 months behind their original release date of December 2019. But there was also a physical component to the digital version of Blood Rage because CMON likes to make stuff, and they also like to kind of pimp out their games, improve the quality of the components. So everything in this series, so Blood Rage, Rising Sun, and I'm sure Ankh, Gods of Egypt, is going to have that same sort of treatment where the retail version is cardboard, and then they give you a more deluxe kind of plastic or 3D sculpted version of counters and things on the Kickstarter version and other kind of special releases. So the physical Viking pledge, I think it was a $60 pledge that went along with. So they're saying basically you get the digital game for free if you pay $60, and then you get an upgrade and some additional kind of quality of life things for Blood Rage, along with some additional add-ons. And you're looking at one of them. So this is the kind of Mousepad polyurethane board that was included. So this rolls up, as you can see, boom. And it's the, typical kind of Mousepad, maybe like 3mm thick quality. And it's got a nice stitching. The edge, as you can see, is stitched, so it's going to last a little longer. It's not just a trimmed piece of Mousepad fabric. And the printing is pretty nice. It's not, usually you get some kind of blurry, it's a little fuzzy as far as the sharpness of the graphics, but this looks pretty good. It's nice and bright, and dice will roll more quietly. There are no dice in this game. Miniatures will fall more quietly in this game. And this game board, I can't move the camera at this moment to show you, but this also includes the Valhalla and Age track. They are separate components in the boxed retail version, but they're all included on one big space. So this board also has, just like the regular game board, has the Fame track on the outside, and then all of the areas. And it's pretty much the same size, I believe. It's not, if it is slightly bigger than the cardboard version in the retail, but this is much softer and difficult to store. That's the one thing. So this was an optional buy, and another thing that was an optional buy that I went with was an upgrade to the Klan Boards. And the Klan Boards are basically heavy paper, kind of a very thin cardstock, and these, as you can see, are very thick cardboard stock. So I wanted to kind of make things a little bit easier. I was considering laminating the thinner ones, but I think this card version will go much more nicely. And along with some of the other upgrades, one of the things they're adding is a 6th clan, so the Stag clan. So here we go. Just take the plastic out of this so you can actually see, because the glare from our lights are pretty crazy. Oh yeah, nice, and a nice matte finish too. So as you can see, not a crazy glare on these boards because they have a kind of a satiny low glare finish. So here's a Wolf Clan, Serpent Clan, Raven Clan, Bear, Ram, which I believe was the 5th player option, the one that you could add in the original Kickstarter. And, Boar. No, I guess Wild Boar. Oh, so Stag Clan must be... Oh, no. Is there a Stag Clan? Serpent. Bear. Wow. So that actually will make 7, because this is 6 right here. So Stag Clan is an additional one that they will not have a board for. But as you can see, the excellent Adrian Smith art on the flip side of the board. And then everything you need to track your... Rage, axes, and horns, and the original Kickstarter upgraded with 3D tokens for tracking this, so it's very nice. So these are nice thick boards, and they're not gonna get bent, and they're not gonna get worn as much. So I figured that was a go. So now, well, that's interesting. So now the 6th clan, the 7th clan, I guess, which is included, does not have a board. We'll see if that's inside. That would be odd, though, to just include that. So let me take... So here's the box of the Viking physical pledge for this version. And it's a square. It's one of the square, much thinner than the original Blood Rage box. Sorry, let me just get this off camera. So here we go. A little bit less glare. So nice art. Very, and this might be a nice place to store extras that you don't need. So taking a look at the back, of course, all the great Adrian Smith art. And of course, this is the Eric M. Lang is the designer of this game. So he did Blood Rage, Rising Sun, and now Ankh, Gods of Egypt, which I believe is just about over. It's in its last week as of this recording. So you can see what you're going to get in here are versions of the gods in gold. So they're probably sprayed gold. They did offer a larger scale version, a sized up version of the gods as an optional buy. But this included in the set is a gold version of them. And then, of course, here's your Stag clan, which we do not have a board for. And then they did some gender swaps of some of the monsters, which I thought was an odd choice. So we have Wolf Woman instead of Wolf Man. And then I guess, so Garm, I'm not sure if that's a gender swap, but that's maybe that's one of the new monsters. No, actually, the new monsters, I believe, are just Hildisvini, Ymir, and Niederholger. Yeah, I believe these are the 3 new monsters that are included. And then these are the gender swaps, or just a different pose. It's a Seer Troll. So there was a troll, and here is a mystical version of a troll. And the Mountain Giantess, which has a distinctive Abraham Lincoln look on its face. Very bizarre gender swap. And yeah, so maybe that is a female wolf. I can't tell at the moment. But that's what those are the minis that are included inside. So you're going to get the Stag clan, the 11 figures, ship figure, clan dashboard, which is probably going to be paper, or the thinner card stock, the mythic reference card, glory counter, 4 clan tokens, 4 colored bases. So this is going to add a 7th color, and then 24 5th player cards. So they're calling this an additional 5th player. So I guess that's true, because I don't think you can go more than 5 players in the rules. So there are 7 clans now, but it's always a 5th player. It's a 5th player cards. So included also are monster cards. So the 7 monster figures and monster cards, and then the gold gods. So the Gods of Asgard are included, 7 golden versions cards, and then a rules leaflet for adding them to the game, because the rules are a little different there. And then a golden first player horn, 3D token, a saga token, doom token, reward pillage tokens, and 9 destroyed pillage tokens. Nice. So let's take a look and see how this came out. Okay. Well, here we go. So here's the rules for the gods and the 5th player rules. Nice. And here, they give you both. Oh, wonderful. Look at that. Now that's definitely thoughtful. So if you did choose to upgrade to the card stock, you get 2 clan dashboards. So you can actually see then, here is the comparison. This is the original thinner kind of tag board. And then this is the nice layered cardboard. So, yeah. And the thinner one is much more glary too. It's got much more, like a more glossy varnish. So I really love how these look. These are nice. That's wonderful, because that would be so bizarre to have a mismatching dashboard for those completionists. So they knew the people that were pledging this are probably going to be weirdos like me and sensitive to that. So here we've got the art on the inside of the edge. Some more excellent Adrian Smith art of the game that you've probably seen in the art book and all over the rules. And in typical style, we've got this vacuum form tray. Whoa, look at that. So with everything on it. Nice. All right. And that sleeve is nice. It's got the, Blood Rage logo on it and looks nice. But so here are our God cards. So they just will have the rules on them. Sorry, just it's off camera. So these, I'm not sure if these I think they're the same size as what were included, but they're just an additional set of these in case maybe you didn't buy the God expansion, because I think it was a separate expansion. So if you didn't buy the God expansion, you wouldn't have these, and so they wouldn't want to just only give you the figures. So they include another set of the God cards, which I think you're going to have duplicated if you already have the non-gold versions. But look at this. The gold came out nicer than I thought. I thought it was going to be... Wow. So I believe this is the first player horn token, but it's nice. Yeah, it's not too cheesy metallic, and the detail is not buried. You know, they didn't like over spray them, so they're nice. You don't lose a lot of detail. And here's our cards for the Stag clan. So if you haven't seen these, is just the tiny cards that you put on your dashboard. Oh, and for the monsters too. That's right. Oh yeah, so they're clan and monster cards. Here's the monster cards, the Stag Mystic. So it's a mixture, yeah, right? It's a mixture of monsters. And the Stag clan are all in here. And then the cards that are the rewards of the gods and things are all included. So you get another set of those. So that may duplicate some stuff that you already have, but if you didn't opt in, then of course you wouldn't have the gods from the previous version. And here's the, wow, the pillage tokens. Those are nice. Yeah, so there's a cardboard version included in the retail, and this is an upgrade to those. And then here are the colored bases that go on the miniatures to make it just easy visually to see on the board. And especially if you paint them, this makes it really easy, because you can, if you didn't go with a real consistent color scheme or whatever, this makes them really visually easy to see. And then also when you take over monsters, you can put a base corresponding to your clan, which I believe they're underneath, but so that you know what player owns what monsters on the board. Very interesting. So, oh, here are the 3D Stag tokens. Those are nice. So all of the previous clans have 3D tokens, which are basically just like a head of the animal that are represented. So, well, let's see if I can get this to focus. There you go. There we go. And everything else. Oh, and here's the token for tracking on the fame track. I'm not sure if it's called the fame track, but it's like your victory points on the outside that I showed you. So that matches your clan color, and your boat with the sail matching your clan color for traveling by water between the different regions. And then the, wow, 3D pillage tokens. Or these are the, yeah. Oh, so those are what they go over. So this is a 3D version of those tokens, and a Doom 3D token. That's nice. That's a great sculpt, the horned helmet with the skull in it. Okay, so that's everything that's above. So let's take this off. Oh, and then the Saga, the 3D Saga token as well. The Raven. Nice. Yeah, that'll look nice painted as well. All right, and here's our second layer. So here's all of our giants. Nice, and look at that scale. I mean, so this is the scale of your human, your clan tribesmen on the board, and here's the monster scale. So gigantic monster scale, and nice detail, not too messy. He's got a lot of hair covering everything, and here's our Seer Troll. Nice. Yeah. Great detail, like the previous. And our female giant, which, wow, she's been hitting the gym. Holding a stone, holding a rock stone, but she's got a fur bikini, of course, modesty among the giants. But yeah, nice sculpted base, and yeah, really good detail. And the larger figures, they can get a lot of nice detail. Wow. Oh, that log is great. You can see that. Yeah, that's great. The camera is being kind to me. And here's our second wolf. And then our serpent. Wow. That's great. Very nice. So yeah, those are, oh, and of course, last but not least, our wolf woman. There she is. Yeah, the Wolf Man was not an amazing miniature in the previous version, so this is a little bit more dynamic. So this would be a little bit nicer to use. I like the look of this, although I'm not sure. I guess there's breasts, wolf breasts, making it a wolf woman. But that's actually a nicer sculpt than the original one. The original one was a little static and boring. It was just like a, hey, he just kind of had his arms apart. Here is our Stag clan with all of our mystics and everything. So yeah, very similar, just a stag themed tribe. And another thing that I really like, and not knowing about that at the time, but it's nice to have opted in for even more Viking miniatures, because Ragnarok, the miniatures battle game, is very similar to Frostgrave, is a miniatures agnostic game where you can just use anything that you have. So these wonderful miniatures from Blood Rage will work really well for the different classes in Ragnarok. And now the gods. So yeah, it looks like the same. Yeah, the detail didn't lose. So this looks like Thor. But I like the gold is not too overbearing and shiny, but it's really going to stand out on the tabletop. And I guess we didn't lose a lot of detail. It looks pretty good. That it's not a real thick spray, or it wasn't like incompetently done, so that it ruined the figures. Are these? I have to double check though if these are a little bit larger scale as well. They may actually be a larger scale, because I don't remember Odin being that big. I think I remember the original box. They all fit in a pretty small box. So I'm not sure if the original version, these might be the upscaled versions, the gold versions might be upscaled as well, because I offered an unpainted upscaled edition. And Odin, again with his bending spear. Oh, look at this. Action Odin, so anybody can take his throne. He actually comes out, I guess, because they wanted to get him sprayed as thoroughly as possible. So here he is with his, of course, spear that's going to need straightened, which I don't know how that's going to work with the paint on it. And here's his throne. Nice. That'll be fun, knocking that around on the table. But that's great, though, that they were thoughtful enough to do it as two pieces, so that you don't have any, colored plastic, kind of hiding between him and the throne itself. Yeah, these may be upscaled, because they feel a bit larger. I don't remember, because I remember Odin feeling a little feeble and his spear being bent over his head like this. But the spear was also longer, I believe, in the smaller scale. But these larger scales will really stick out on the board. They'll look really nice, as you can see. So yeah, as an example, so this is actually what it's going to look like. Oh, sorry. So this is the scale of how things are going to look on the board. So yeah, now the gold stands out much more distinct than the gods, and then of course the scale of the monsters. Everything is much more distinct on the board compared to the smaller tribesmen. So yeah, everything is looking wow, it's looking nice. Yeah, I'm surprised at the scale of these. These are really great. So I'll have to take a look and compare them to the previous version to see see if they did upscale them, and hopefully the hot water, or at least some hot air, will help me straighten that spear out, because that looks absolutely horrible. But yeah, the first player token, it's nice. And this I don't know, this might be bigger as well. That feels pretty substantial now. But that is everything. So if and I'm sure CMON may be offering these pieces again, but as for right now, they were listed as Kickstarter exclusive. But we all have seen that they had their Time Machine Kickstarter, which allowed you to go back and get things that they said were never going to be released. Retail allowed you to pledge again on that. So those things may still exist. So Rising Sun and Blood Rage extras may be kind of drifting around. And of course, you can always, eBay is always a good source for that, because I think a lot of people, go all in on things and just try to lower the price of the core box by selling all of the extras that they may or may not need. But yeah, wow. Nice scale on these. So they look great on the board. They really... Oh, sorry, I don't think I got through all of the gods. So let me just finish up this second row. I got so stuck on Odin there. So there's Loki. It looks like, yeah. So the detail, I mean, of course the gold metallic, makes it hard to see detail, but it doesn't look like it's so thick that we've lost a lot. And a wash over these to dull them down even more, like a sepia, the Citadel sepia, might look nice over this gold to kind of age it and bring it down a little bit if you do want to see that detail and not have it be so distracting. But yeah, I like the gold effect. I wasn't sure if it was worth it. I liked the additional clan and the options of the being able to buy the board again, because I think this was available. No, actually, I don't think it was. I don't think they did this board. They did one with Rising Sun, a rolling Mousepad version for Rising Sun, but I don't believe they did it with Blood Rage. So this may have been the first time that it was offered. So that was a big reason that I pledged this. And we will see what the digital version of this looks like. So that is the physical Viking pledge for the digital version of Blood Rage. So the digital version should be coming out soon. And everyone that pledged this, kind of gets it thrown in. And I can't remember what the actual price of it was, probably like $15, $20 for the actual only digital game itself. I can't remember exactly, but I was interested in the gold, so I went for the upgrades. So we have nice token upgrades, additional monsters, and a new fifth player clan. So thank you for watching, and if you pledge this and have anything to say about it, please let us know in the comments. I'm curious what people's reactions were. I'm surprised how it looks and the quality of the things, and the thoughtfulness of including both of the dashboards for the clan was nice. So you can definitely tell they know their customers. And so let us know. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel if you would like to see more unboxings and reviews of these same things. It was a little pricey. I mean, because it was kind of, I don't think the retail game is much more than $60. So this is just in addition to that. And this was actually beyond that price. So for $60, you're not getting a heck of a lot. You're getting a lot of miniatures. But you already have, if you went all in on the first Kickstarter, you already have a ton of miniatures. But it's nice. They did a nice job. Yeah, they seem to definitely get a lot for not as much as you would think. But this is really going to make the game itself nice. And if you haven't played it, definitely when the digital version comes out, give that a shot, because it's a really fun game. It's got really fun mechanics. And then also, eventually, if they're going to do that in the future, give both Rising Sun and, when it comes out, Ankh a try, because these are really nice takes on very thematic, very setting-specific, interesting mechanics, and based on war and territory control. And there's a lot of really nice things in these games, and wonderful miniatures that you can also use for your Viking battle games. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.